Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Tonight we are here back with, Nostalgia Critic. Tonight we got ourselves a Western called Tombstone, which I think is Tombstone, Arizona, if I remember correctly. I don't know the full story, but we're about to find out more about this, movie. So, let's take a look back at this Western, huh? So be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's go! Man, I have a lot of spit. Here we go. Critic?
Oh, hey, Heather, what are you up to?
Just got done streaming on Twitch. You?
Oh, I just got back from a screening at Tombstone.
You what?
Yeah, the local theater was jam-packed.
So you're telling me you saw Tombstone in a crowded theater with a ton of people crammed together?
Yep. God, Doc Holliday is so cool. I'm your Huckleberry.
Don't talk! Don't even breathe!
Whoa, what's wrong?
Put your mask on! Right now!
What?
Fool!
Why?
Fool! Don't you see? You saw Tombstone in a crowded building. My guess is it's already spreading.
What?
What's
What
it
is?
about?
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Huckleberry.
We're your Huckleberry.
Fad pressure.
Questions?
Fad impressions,
What the-
a contagion
How'd
as
you get
old
down
as
there?
time itself. It often starts when a character or phrase becomes popular, and everyone wants to remind you it's popular.
Say when.
The strain was more than he could bear.
Wyatt, I am rolling.
But wait, Tombstone came out almost 30 years ago.
But a resurgence has made it popular again. People will think back to even more nostalgic properties they used to impersonate.
What? No.
Oh, the happenings.
Oh God, it's getting worse.
Oh, hi, Walter.
Oh, hi, Tamara.
Oh, hi, Malcolm.
You're tearing me apart, Tamra!
I know the thing.
Isn't there any way to stop it?
Sadly, you just have to let it take its toll. There's a natural progression to this. Next is Austin Powers,
Yeah, baby, yeah!
Borat,
Your sexy time is very nice.
Dark Knight,
Wanna know how I got these scars?
and of course,
Oh God, not that.
Tiger King.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Carol,
We good?
Why does that always work?
Safe room? Yeah, I did do it.
Say when.
Spread it to you. Kind of curious now.
Plagued with production troubles and even coming out at the same time as another Wyatt Earp biopic, 1993's
Wyatt,
Tombstone
Wyatt.
defied all the bad press it was getting and turned into one of the most badass westerns ever made.
Damn.
Even people who aren't fans of westerns find themselves loving this movie because of how stylized, historical, and just downright cool the movie is. Starring pretty much everyone who was and will be a star in the 90s, I fell in love with it the first day I saw it, as I know a lot of people had. So
Damn.
we're gonna look at why so many folks quote the lines and suddenly become interested in Wyatt Earp's history after watching it. With that said, if you are interested in how historically accurate it is, you may want to check out History Buff's channel for that. It has
Well,
a
let me
pretty great
guess.
vid by a pretty great guy who loves this movie just as much as I do. And while we
I'm
will
guessing not
step
that
on how
accurate. I don't
historically
know.
accurate it is, the majority of this review is looking at the style and filmmaking.
Fair
How did
enough.
it overcome the odds to create a classic from a story that's been told time and time again? Let's take a closer look to find
Find out.
This is the sometimes too quotable, but too quotable for a reason, Tombstone.
Huh. 30 years ago. I'll be real. This is gonna be interesting. And also, people that don't like or westerns actually like this? This is gonna be an interesting day, isn't it? So, time to saddle up, partners, because we're heading over to Tombstone.
Film opens giving a pretty good insight of the time period.
Yeah,
It's
had
gonna
to.
sound weird, but this movie is really good at
Yeah.
world building. Now, of course, this world did exist, so you think that make it easier, but in some respects it makes it harder.
Oh,
With all the story they have to get across, they can't make up that many elements to serve the pacing. So they have to get
Fair.
a lot across in attitudes and reactions.
Y'all killed two cowboys.
This intro is a perfect example. The specific shootout didn't happen, but it shows you that cowboys weren't just an expression for men with hats on horses or kids you promise your mom not to beat up on Halloween. They were a legit gang.
You can always spot a cowboy. They always wear those red sashes. Cowboys are good for business.
Later, though, it's explained that they're also good for business, as people flood to towns to get a glance at them wearing the red sashes, and usually praise similar to how we praise someone like, say, Al Capone. And almost all of that has gotten across in this small chunk of time. The way these characters treat each other is half the history already. Again, really look at the reactions of everybody in this movie. It really does tell half the story.
He's quoting the Bible.
Johnny Ringo, played by Michael Biehn, quotes the priest's last words that their days may soon be up.
And hell followed with him.
Hey, Ringo. Hello.
Yep,
Still
Ringo,
with
right
us?
here.
I'm eating his enchiladas.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Cut to Wyatt Earp, played by Kurt Russell, meeting up with his brothers Morgan and Virgil, played by Bill Paxton and Sam Elliott.
Wait, look here. Don't talk, just... Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, did I mention this film was a tad romanticized?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Hey, wait till you see Doc Holliday, played by Val Kilmer. He's an outlaw gambler and Wyatt Earp's friend who just loves quoting Latin poetry and sometimes Latin poetry.
An enchanted moment. And what a maiden, pure as the driven snow, I'm sure.
Yeah, sorry, Talk. Pretty sure Latin wasn't even popular in America back then.
So here's the thing. If you want the more historically accurate version, watch Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp. It's longer, more authentic, gives more detail, and spectacularly boring.
Yeah, it sounds about... Hello?
Riveting. Tombstone does play up their personalities, but still gets the essence of them down. It's the equivalent of Lord of the Rings the books versus Lord of the Rings the movies. You know some things are simplified, but you also know it's necessary to make an interesting film while still capturing the core of what these people are about. On that note.
I think with films, you kind of get that. Like, I know I'm weird. I'm not sure this is weird to compare, but think of it like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, they gotta dump things down, change things up a bit from the main Marvel comic. I mean, sure, same names, same, you know, alter egos, but different stories. You know what I mean? Think about it like that, you know? They may be similar, but entirely different universes, you know? But again, the Marvels kind of like dumped it down that we can understand, you know, oh, he's this guy, or oh, that guy, and ooh, this is a good one. Like, it kind of feels like you're in for a good ride. Maybe? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just kind of guessing here, but I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was a good comparison. Moving on.
Note, as everybody has said, Val Kilmer's pretty badass in this.
Son of a bitch. Mean we're not friends anymore? If I thought you weren't my friend, I just don't think I could bear it.
For every actor doing a silly voice or accent that laughably flops, there are those that surprisingly work, and this is one of them. Dude's so bad he even takes on a Stallone.
Oh.
He's used to that from people who just saw Hudson Hawk. I dig too that he's like, oh, well, I'm at it. Might as well rob the place.
Good evening, ma'am.
Make no mistake though, all the acting in this is first rate. Russell is a fantastic Wyatt Earp, walking both sides of wanting to be a family man and a terrifying voice of justice beautifully. I love how quickly he can go from smooth to psycho, and you believe both equally. Like when he arrives in Tombstone and throws out a violent dealer, played by Billy Bob Thornton, who's abusing his customers. And yes, not only did this really happen, but he did take the guy's job right after.
All right, man, go ahead. Go ahead,
Make my day.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
That is a Blazing Saddles line, but he makes it sound like an Eastwood line.
I'm getting awfully tired of your smoke.
Oh!
Tired of your gas. Now jerk that pistol and go to work.
You keep my bedroom life out of this.
All right, youngster, out you go.
Now go start a band that'll ruin your career. It gets even better when he tries to get revenge, but Doc Holliday stops him and he realizes who he's been messing with.
I didn't know you was back in town. How the hell are you?
Wyatt, I am rolling.
And other lines to keep the writers of Billions employed.
Yeah,
As they
I'm
catch
rolling,
up,
baby.
this does lead to maybe the funniest scene in the movie, which is saying a lot.
Oh, Johnny, I apologize. I forgot you were there. You may go now.
Thank you.
It was an honor to get Will Smith by you, sir. How cool.
Yeah, honestly, he was like, you got lucky. Like, if he wasn't like so nice, he probably got like Oh, forgot about you. Okay. Like, if that was anyone else, he would have gotten shot, you know? But he was like, you're rolling along now. Like, he knows he cut his losses. Like, thank you. And just hiding it. I'm pretty sure he hightailed it out of town. Woof. Anyway.
Cool as Doc Holliday in this movie, watch the number of times he doesn't flinch when everyone else does.
Few years and just as sophisticated.
Nothing.
And this isn't just to be badass. Doc had tuberculosis, so they played up the narrative that he didn't really care who he pissed off or if he took a bullet because he saw himself as on his way out anyway. This is another example of history feeding fiction, not fiction feeding history. An acting troupe arrives, led by Billy Zane's wig, and an actress named Josephine, played by Dana Delaney.
Interesting little scene.
Note the lean silhouette, eyes closed by the sun, though sharp as a hawk.
You can be blasé about some things, Rose, but not about Tombstone.
Guess they even had
on a show where half the town shows up, including Curly Bill, played by Powers Booth, and Billy Breckenridge, played by Jason Priestley.
What do you think, Billy Billy? I think he's wonderful.
I gotta say, I love any movie that looks at an actor from 90210 and says, make him the geek.
Prettiest man I ever saw.
I think maybe this building will be more to your liking.
Set with me.
So good.
Or in Faust, where we see something you never see Dana Delaney do, dress up like a man and pretend to be an evil spirit.
Damn. You may indeed, if you get lucky.
Oh, I think this film was run through the same whiskey filter that those who were damned in the play were anyway. Yeah, if you're wondering at home if there's something wrong with the film quality, this sadly does show some of the production problems. Well, it's hard to notice if you grew up with the film on VHS or DVD, or maybe even you're watching this on your phone. On Blu-ray, you'll pick up quickly many shots are out of focus, the lighting is inconsistent, some are drastically underlit, and the graininess on a big screen TV is about as clear as the film strip in the opening. Now, you could argue this is just a bad Blu-ray transfer, but when you look at how many scenes are out of focus and inconsistently lit, I don't think that's the only factor. Though it's amazing this film turned out as well as it did, you do see ironically how messy it can be when it's cleaned up. By the way, what the hell is Sam Elliott saying in this scene?
Maiden name is Sullivan.
What?
Maiden name is Sullivan.
Screw it, I'm putting on subtitles.
Maiden name is Sullivan.
Maiden name is
Sullivan.
Sullivan.
That clears it up. No, it doesn't. What the hell does that mean?
Maiden name is Sullivan.
Challenges Wyatt as a married man, saying that if Josephine walked in, he'd fall for her like a married man in a 90s rom-com, which, let's face it, they're drawing a lot of inspiration from.
Sooner or later, you gotta grow up.
Something certainly does grow up when she walks in, asks him to dance, and he refuses. Well, that definitely shows he has no feelings for her.
I stand corrected, Wyatt. You're an oak.
In that you're a hard piece of wood no woman will be sitting on. When the Cowboys make sure Wyatt truly is retired as a lawman, Johnny, Ringo, and Doc get into a Latin off.
In vino veritas.
Agique agis.
And how detailed is this film? Even when you translate what they're saying, you need another translation because they're Latin sayings, not English sayings. Now, I always just figured they were saying this.
Eventus stultor magister.
Credat Judaea sotella non ego.
Also, how bad do you feel for Michael Biehn clearly working his ass off to do these amazing gun flips, only to be upstaged by Val Kilmer with a cup?
Ooh, that's a shot to the pride.
And like that, every college dorm found their identity. Wyatt just...
Yeah, let's be real. I think we all had like a moment you just wanted to do this with a cup. You know, because of Tombstone. Me, like I said, didn't see it, so I pretty much just did it on my own time. Plus, usually stuck to coins, pens, and, well, that was about it. And, oof. Like, getting your gun twirling beat out by a cup twirl. That's just a... Sorry, had to be done. Anyway.
Just happens to stumble across Josephine because, like I said, 90s rom-com, and they seem to hit it off.
This is fortuitous. That means lucky.
Yeah, I know what it means.
Don't woman-splain to me. I was the computer who wore tennis shoes. They go riding together, and Wyatt is fascinated by what a 90s free spirit she is.
What's your idea, Heaven?
Room service. I don't have time to be proper. I'm a woman. I like men.
So on the one hand, it is the 1800s.
Cutscenes?
And this kind of talking would be pretty inspiring and interesting from a woman at that time. But on the other hand, it is a 90s movie, and it does feel like Gary Marshall directed this scene.
Are you happy?
Are you happy?
No, I'm always happy. Unless I'm bored. What do you want out of life?
I go back and forth on it because these two are so charming, but yes, the idea of a woman adorably fighting social norms and the man confused yet intrigued is such an overused romantic trope at the time. Even
True.
Mask of the Phantasm, which came out the same year, had the same actress doing the exact same thing.
Really?
He laughs. Oh, he's laughing again.
They even got his wife Maddie being a stick in the mud. She has a terrible addiction to morphine that will ultimately claim her life, but that's not the big problem here. The problem is she doesn't want room service like Josephine.
Live on room service the rest of our lives.
Wyatt, what are you talking about?
Poor Wyatt.
There is a moment in the extended cut where they address the addiction, Wyatt's affair, and their relationship problems in what is the only deleted scene that should have been left in. Most of the others are pretty pointless and actually take away from the film's excellent pacing, but this is the only one that really shouldn't have gone.
You tell her she's nobody, she's just dirt. Will you do that?
Oof. Probably not.
Fear not, though. There's plenty of footage of Wyatt still thinking about room service.
Housekeeping.
Speaking of the film's pacing, just when you're saying I kinda want some gun shit right now, the film
guess.
gives you some gun shit right now. Curly Bill gets high as a kite and starts causing a scene, shooting at anyone and anything. Somebody stop him! Oh, not for possibly hurting someone, but for interrupting Val Kilmer giving Thomas Hayne Church another great line.
Steven Stinkin' Foster.
This happens to be a nocturne.
Which?
Frederick fucking Chopin.
How music professors think they sound when they're teaching Chopin.
Yeah, sounds
He
right.
ends up killing the marshal and the town wants to hang him, but Wyatt says he should stand trial. And I love how quickly Stephen Lang turns Grand Theft Auto when a gun is taken out.
You don't step aside, we'll tear you apart.
I want to apologize.
You got it first, get it?
He gets everyone to back down, but not before, god damn it, another best line in the movie from Doc Holliday.
You're so drunk, you're probably seeing double.
I have 2 guns, 1 for each of you.
Okay, it's official. We know what the sequel
I
to
got 2
Sideways
guns,
needs to look
1
like.
for each of you. Man, you gotta love the quotable lines in this, you know? I mean, considering like you're drunk, boy, probably seen double. I mean, I gotta remember that. Like, yeah, well, I got 2 for the both of you. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. No wonder people that don't like Westerns actually love this movie. Anyway, but witty and just fun to watch. Anywho, back to it. Let's see how the trial goes. Or will they just say, fuck it and shoot it? Let's see.
After Curly Bill is found innocent because there were no witnesses, Virgil and Morgan feel like they're making money off the poor people being abused in town and decide to become lawmen. First order of business, outlawing guns. We're in an American Western. I'm sure this will go down well.
All we're saying is you can't carry a gun in town.
A live feed from a Florida Walmart.
Actually, that is true in towns.
And tensions rise as several cowboys arm themselves and tell everybody they're going to take the Earps out.
Wait till the liquor wears off. They'll lose interest.
Lose interest? Hell, they're threatening our lives.
And the lives of this window that's in front of us. Seriously, where'd the reflection come from? They decide to load up and unarm them, and I didn't think a shot alone could get me hard, but just call me an oak.
Come on, get home.
Yeesh.
Damn kid.
I'm sure that kid will treat the next person he runs across better.
Little bastard shot me in the ass.
We're here to disarm you. Throw up your hands.
We ain't going back. We had a cool walk and everything.
Oh, not what I want.
The film not only captures the buildup of the shootout, but also the chaos of when it starts. It's for the most part pretty accurate, and there's too many awesome scenes to count. And again, 80% of them belong to Doc Holliday.
I got you now, you son of a bitch.
You're Daisy if you do.
There better be at least 3 t-shirts for sale that say that. Oh, there's a lot more.
Daisy if you do. Oh, right in the head.
Over, but the bloodshed isn't, as the cowboys vow revenge.
Those men you killed were my friends.
Wyatt says what everyone told Trump when he thought his United Nations speech went great.
Those were my friends.
Did was laugh at him.
But a drunk Johnny Ringo is on the prowl.
What do you want, Ringo?
I want your blood.
My blood. I gave at the office.
Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry.
I'm your huckleberry.
This line everybody quotes and only like 5 people know what it means. Oh, hell no, I'm not looking it up.
Yeah, I'm good.
They stop Ringo, though, and reassure him they're gonna get their revenge another night. Josephine is given a tip-off of this happening and tries to warn their wives.
I think something's gonna happen tonight.
Hit and run for the wife.
Anyway, you were saying something terrible was gonna happen tonight?
Probably one of those nights.
I'll give my left arm to avoid a night like this. Well, careful of the wishing and such.
I'm afraid your husband's going to lose the use of his arm.
Oh yeah, they pretty much just cut her off.
Morgan, wait a minute! This leads to the only part of the movie I legit don't like.
Oh?
Morgan is so angry, he runs out into the street screaming and yelling, straight into playing pool. Now, don't get me wrong, Morgan was shot while playing pool, but it's not like time is passing here. After he leaves, Wyatt is kicked out, he talks to the cowboys, and immediately after he's shot. That means within a minute, he has to leave the place fueling with anger and go straight into playing pool again. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking something must have happened, or at least, I don't know, maybe he was running to like get his mind off it by playing pool, or maybe he had to freak out, calm down, like, I'm good, let's go play pool, and then get shot. But was there a deleted scene there? Like, again, some of these moments I feel like, you know, obviously something must have been gotten cut, right? Anyway.
Morgan, wait a minute! Oh wait, I forgot I had an amazing shot! News spreads of the shootings going on, and some of the cowboys, led by Michael Rooker, are fed up with their ways.
Brothers to the bone, right, McMasters? Not after this night.
I am Mary Poppins, no more. Like I mentioned before, Morgan is shot and sadly killed as Wyatt tries to comfort him in his final moments.
Morgan.
Remember what I said about seeing a light when you're dying? It ain't true. I can't see a damn thing.
I refuse to believe there's no afterlife for Wyatt's brother. Wyatt cries in the rain. IMDb, it's a tad more clever than that sounds. Wyatt cries in the rain after losing his sibling, and if you think the rain not covering the town is another production issue, you'd be wrong. There's simply one lone rain cloud over Wyatt. They decide to leave, letting Curly Bill know there won't be any more trouble from them.
I want you to know it's over.
Well,
you won.
Bye.
Years of amazing performances, and that one meme is probably what he'll be remembered for most.
Bye.
Tries to finish him off, but Wyatt gets the drop on and says it's open season on all suck cow heads. I should have thought this out.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me? I see a red sash, I kill a man wearing it.
I know this is an awesome scene, but honestly, I'm just thinking how cool his posse would look on the cover of a band album.
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Even though my brother told me there isn't a heaven and hell, that was kind of a bummer, but I'm an even bigger bummer! Wyatt goes on a killing spree, taking out the cowboys wherever he finds them, even through comedic circumstances.
Hello.
We have fun here, Die.
How the hell are you?
They meet up with Curly Bill, who's got them surrounded, and even though it's pretty amazing he really did walk out in the open and took Curly out, this is one of the few scenes where the romanticism does get a little too corny.
No. No. Son of a bitch. No!
For as awesome as he is in this performance, something about this scene just makes me think of Al Borland trying to act tough.
No!
I get flashbacks of Lucas telling James Earl Jones, no, really, this is gonna sound epic. He takes out the rest of... Wait, one more. Principal Skinner. I should have left it with Vader. Anyway, he takes out the rest of the cowboys, but Doc's tuberculosis seems to be getting worse.
Short of being dead, what the hell are you doing this for anyway?
Wide up is my friend.
Hell, I got lots of friends.
I don't.
I drunkenly shot them all.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Jesus, I didn't think his acting was that bad.
He cursed them for cowards and they shot him.
Hey, she's not happy anymore. She must be bored.
I just was ugly. You're all ugly. And he was beautiful.
I am so sick of women telling us that whenever Billy Zane is in the same room as other men.
Ouch, but fair.
Doc gets so sick they have to find a place to hold up.
This is Hooker's ranch?
That's right, and I'm Hooker.
Whoa, we really got the wrong
Hooker.
idea about this place.
Again, last names, dude.
McMasters and kills him off. It's okay, Michael Rooker. Michael Biehn is the only actor in this to die more than you. And he challenges Wyatt to a fight.
I spent my whole life not knowing what I wanted out of life. Now for the first time, I know exactly what I want.
It's you, Doc. By the way, Charlton Heston's in this.
Hey, Heston?
Not as much attention as the movie gives him, but God help you if he's not mentioned in the trailer.
Sam Elliott and Charlton Heston.
And Doc decides to fight off Ringo in place of Wyatt.
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
Play for blood, remember?
I was just fooling about.
I wasn't.
As I'm sure many of you are aware, this never happened and nobody is sure who killed Ringo. But as an ending to the film, and even pretty badass fan fiction, I still dig it.
Say when.
He takes Ringo out, spares Wyatt a bullet, and they finish off their killing spree. They part ways, saying goodbye on his deathbed, which again is probably false as they drifted apart near the end and no reports say Wyatt was there when he died. But dude, cinematically, this is one of the best friendships I've seen on screen.
Thanks for always being there, Doc.
Thanks, Doc.
I must not cry. You cannot make me cry.
He sees he didn't die with his boots on, always figuring a bullet would get him in the end, and acknowledges the irony.
Damn, this is funny.
Hey, Morgan was wrong. There's a light when you die, and everything looks like the end of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Oh, no.
He's like, oh,
finds
God.
Josephine, they reconcile, they live happily ever after-ish. But Jesus, again, I don't care about reality. This is the ending this movie deserves. It's even the end credits this movie deserves. Yeah, I know there's milking a cow, and then there's milking it, buying it, chopping it up, and serving it as hamburger, but goddamn.
This is a tasty burger.
And that was Tombstone. Like I said, romanticized, but God, it's just the epitome of cool. This is the movie that got me to look up more Westerns, including other stories about Wyatt Earp. I didn't get into the genre when I was younger, but this film showed me just how awesome they could be. And I was doubly amazed not only that this was a true story, but how close a lot of it was. Again, not the most authentic, but this film fabricates the amount I would expect a film like this to fabricate. It makes you want to look up more about the history, and when you do, you're more fascinated than disappointed by the differences. The chemistry everyone has in this movie is phenomenal. These people are so easy to understand and connect with, and the world's so quick to grasp onto. I know technically there's a lot of better Westerns out there, but this is such a good one for people who say they don't get into Westerns, or even history. It's so good at keeping your attention and letting you breathe in this world, and with these characters. There's a reason so many people quote, reference, and rewatch this movie over and over. And if anyone is ever down for putting it on for the millionth time, say when.
Just say when.
Now, speaking of which, I should probably see if things have calmed down.
Take a pic.
Hi, Critic.
You good now?
Guess it's run its course.
Looks like it.
Are you sure?
Man, that's lucky.
What?
Oh, just I never caught any of the fat impressions. But don't you know? You're the nostalgia critic.
So? You've always been the Fad Prussians.
What? What are you talking about? What? I'm like, what the fuck? Fat Prussians, Paul? It's a thing? He's like, oh God. I'm just looking at the face like, dear God.
Well, bye.
Yep. Pretty much anytime you want to end things, just say, well, bye. Don't worry, I'm not. But still, yeah, I have to admit, though it may not be accurate, it's still a hell of a ride. We all agree on that. So, hope you guys enjoyed that one. And until next time, like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoyed. Good night, everybody.